What if I told you that there was a champion that not only has 9 wins against the top 10 on his own division, but he not only has 9 wins in the top 10, he has 3 wins against the number 1 contender already, and he has 2 wins against the number 2 contender, and on top of that, he has 3 title defenses in a year, period of a year. The guy has 3 title defenses, and not only that, he got his title from the guy, from the 30 guy with most title wins in the division. You would say, what the fuck? Who the fuck is this legend? Who the fuck is this GOAT? Okay, who the fuck is this unknown GOAT? Who the fuck is this genius of the sport? Yeah, this guy exists. His name is Alexandre Pantoja. We be talking about pound for pound list for a long time right now because of the controversy of the top 3 of the pound for pound being Islam Makhachev, Alex Pereira, and John Jones. Because there was a time then that Islam Makhachev actually won against a number 2 and number 1 contender back to back, and he won against a number 1 contender 2 times in a row. So there was a time in history that Islam Makhachev was the undisputed number 1 contender. But right after he did this movements, let's just say, John Jones came back. He won the belt. Now he won against Steve Miocic. Alex Pereira defended his belt 3 times in 5 months. So we had a lot of discussion during those months, I guess, who would actually deserve to be pound for pound number 1. But I think we gotta look at outside of the pound for pound rankings, because to be honest, I don't think Belal Muhammad does not deserve to be pound for pound number 5. But Alexandre Pantoja is literally pound for pound number 11 right now. The guy with literally 3 title defenses, 3 wins against the number 1 contender who won against the previous champion Dave Figueiredo, has 2 wins against the number 2 contender Kai Kara France, who just won in brutal fashion against Steve Orsak with a brutal overhand KO knockout. If you look at France's overhand merchant the Sioux by impressive. So Alexandre Pantoja, he probably has the most impressive wins in his own division. The guy is literally lapping the division. The guy is so impressive they had to import a different champion for the division because there's no one to fight him anymore. And I also think it's really unfair how everyone is talking about like going for double champ status. We see it now. Islam Makhachev, he probably wants to fight against Ahmed Sarukim, and if the time is right, if Charles Oliveira ends up fighting like again, I don't think he should, but if he fights again like for a number of contender spot against Max Holloway, for example, Islam Makhachev's probably gonna fight the winner of Shavkat Rakhmonov and Belal Muhammad. If Shavkat Rakhmonov wins, he's probably gonna fight that guy. So everyone is talking about like how they wanna get the double champ status, but I don't think there's anyone in the UFC right now that deserves more the double champ status than Alexandre Pantoja. No one is talking about like how he deserves it, but I think it's pretty clear that guy literally beat his own division. That there's no one for him to beat anymore. Everyone in the top 5 is a rematch. The only guy who it wouldn't be a rematch is the guy who lost to Brandon Royval, which by the way Pantoja already won recently and finished the guy. So I think the guy who deserves the most the chance for a double champion status against the guy from the division above, which will be the winner of Umar Nurmagomedov and Merab Devashvili, is clearly Alexandre Pantoja. The guy literally cleared the division. He's not being a super dominant champion because he is more like a brawler and a grappler especially, so all of his fights is like a kind of slugfest, and he gets beat up a lot until he finds the win. And he won against controversial decision against Steve Orsak, but it's still like the right lip. Bro, the last 2 fights of Alexandre Pantoja for Rasu understand the level of dominance of this guy over his own division. He fought against a number 11 contender at the time, Steve Orsak, because there was no one he framed to fight in the top 10 anymore. And then they put a guy that he was not even in the division. There was not even a guy from the division above. Kai Supporter was a bantamweight. He literally bought the guy from Rising and put him to fight against Alexandre Pantoja because there was no one to fight him. Literally no one was able to fight the guy because it would be like a trilogy, like a quadrilogy. So what do you do with a guy like this? I think the only reasonable option is to give him a lot of money so he can go up and fight for the second belt, because I think right now we're having a big ass problem of like, okay, he's going to fight Brandon Monana for the 4th time. He's going to fight Kakara first for the 3rd time. He's going to fight Royval for the 3rd time. Like, what are we going to do with this guy? The guy is so good that he's being a problem in a division that is not popular. Like the flyweight division is known to be the last popular division. So I don't know, like he's such an underrated champion because I think his fights can be really entertaining. Like he was in a lot of entertaining fights in the UFC. He's not even talking about the fact that this guy can go up in a division like Davison did. When Davison got up in the division, he put some great fights. Like the guy has no knockout power. He lost it right up. So picture when guys with such a big name like Aljamain Sterling, Davison Figueiredo, not big names in the sense of like selling stadiums, but like big names in sense of like they have legacies in the sport. When they go up in the division above only has to win because you're literally getting a guy who already made history in the division below. So right now, for example, Davison Figueiredo lost to Petria. That makes the name of Petria way bigger because you're in against a guy who was a champion, who had a legacy, and that makes you a bigger name in your own division. Even though the guy was from the division below, right now, Mob Survival Live, he won against Aljamain Sterling. That makes a name way bigger because you win against Aljamain Sterling. the arguable greatest of his own division, the bantamweight division. So I mean, like, if Pantoja goes up to the division and he, for example, he loses to the winner of Umar Nurmagomedov and Merab Ivashvili, that does a lot for the champion of the division above, because Irinek is a guy who basically cleans the whole division below. So I think that's one of the most rational moves that we could do right now. It would be great for the division above, because if Pantoja wins, he's in a fresh division. He didn't fight against anyone in the division, so he has a lot of fresh matchups. If Pantoja loses, he makes the name of the champion of the division way bigger. So I think right now the only thing that makes sense for Pantoja is actually to fight for the double belt, the double champ status, the double C. You guys think? Like, subscribe, see you later.